Dr. Dugel, at the Retina World Congress, you presented some incredible data and presentation on the Vovista trials and the outcomes of that situation. Could you outline your presentation for us?
Sure. What I presented was the top-line results of the Ophthaltech Vovista trial. And as mentioned in the press release, both the trials, the parallel trials, did not meet the primary endpoint. We looked at the secondary analysis as well, and what I presented was that the secondary analyses also didn't meet the endpoint, but to analyze secondary endpoints when the primary endpoint is not met is not appropriate and really is not interpretable. So, at the end of the day, I think the message is that this was a very well-conducted trial. I think that it was one that was logical to do based on the preclinical data as well as the early clinical studies. However, the primary endpoint simply was not met.
Yeah. So basically in the long run, Vovista is pretty much dead then?
Well, I think it's not just Vovista, but now we have two very good, scientifically based, well-respected companies, Regeneron as well as Ophthaltech, that have looked at this target, and both did not meet their primary endpoints. And I actually congratulate both Regeneron and Ophthaltech for doing such an outstanding job of developing this trial and these products to a point where we can make a scientific judgment. And when both these companies that are, again, so well respected and have designed such a wonderful trial find that the target simply does not show the primary endpoint that one wishes it showed, it's hard to believe that there would be another company that would pick up that same target.
For the industry and for retina specialists, what's the take-home message?
Well, I think there are several. What I would say is that, again, these are very well-designed trials. I congratulate Ophthaltech and Regeneron for doing them. They're a service to our patients to know the results. The other thing that I would say is that our system works. Our system really works. As much as we say, well, why do we have to go through these parallel trials and phase 3 trials and so forth? The fact of it is that we protect our patients and we do the right thing, and we do it based on science, and our system works. The other thing also, the other lesson is that anti-VEGF-A monotherapy really is a high bar. Yes, it has limitations, but it really is a high bar. And finally, and I say this from a personal point of view, it taught me a lot about statistics. Because something works in one trial, even when it's statistically significant, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work in another. And what it taught me is that at the end of the day, you can have a very well-controlled prospective randomized trial, but just because it's randomized and prospective doesn't necessarily mean that it's balanced, doesn't necessarily mean that those statistics are going to translate into a larger trial. Statistics are exactly what they are. It's probability. And the phase 2 in the Vovista trial was designed and run extremely well. The data was very, very good. The statistical significance was irrefutable. However, in the phase 3 trials, it simply didn't translate. And from a statistical point of view, that happens.